Hello and welcome to the E14 Gamecast. I'm Rob Wade and with me is Marc Cummins.
Hello, evening.
And Blake Harmer.
Charmed.
Hello. Hello chaps. How's everybody doing?
Biffing.
Ritzy.
Lovely. Ritzy? I've just had my diamonds back from the engravers and I've had Ritzy tattooed on them. So people know how rich I am when I spend them.
I like my crushed ruby of the DualShock 4 when I play my games.
You mean the red one?
Yeah.
So for this episode, we've had a question from the listener base, and I thought I would kind of expand it in scope, and we could talk more generally about it in a similar way to how we talked about what makes a game great. This is a similar kind of premise. So Cloud Zombie on Twitter asks, "What is your favourite go-to game when you need to waste some time?" And I'm going to expand the scope to say that to kind of think about that over all the times you played games. What have been great games for just that sort of? I've got half an hour to kill. I'm just going to play some blank. And what is it about those games that you like?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So I'll start with. So it's probably best to start with what we're playing at the moment, and maybe we can kind of go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a few. I can think of a few examples of games that I do go to when I play. Because obviously I have my main game, which might be like a massive RPG, which obviously you got to sink hundreds of hours to even get anywhere with. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's not something I can turn on and play for half hour. Mm-hmm. But if I know I've got some time to kill, then I find the games I sort of like to go for either small like indie style games or arcadey style games where I can just jump in. I've been playing a couple of games along that ilk. Obviously I recently picked up the most recent Street Fighter, so obviously that's great to just jump in, have a couple of rounds online, get my ass handed to me by someone who does nothing but play Street Fighter, and then I go, yeah, that was fun, quit.
That was fun to have my balls handed to me.
Yeah, I didn't realise why you could do that with my spleen. But
you pressed to get that done.
Yeah. But then I have other games like I've also enjoyed like smaller games which are like jump into games, a bit like Rogue Legacy when I've talked to that in the past, where it's like procedurally generated, but if you die you can jump straight back into the game quite easily. And one I've been playing is Crypt the Necrodancer.
Okay.
I
think I saw you playing that.
It's like a rhythm-based dungeon crawling game. It's a bit weird to explain. Apart from that, it is addictive as hell, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah. So to give you an idea, Mark, when you're walking through the dungeon, if you time your button presses with the music, then it kind of increases your attacks and stuff.
Yeah, you get like a multiplayer. The more you're in time with the music, the higher your multiplier when you do strikes and that. The baddies also move in time to the music, so you've got to learn their patterns so that you don't get hit back by them. So it's quite hard to get into, but it is when you sort of like going, no, I can do it this time, I can master it. But also it's procedurally generated, so the dungeons are different every time, and so
I have got the funk, damn it, and I'll prove it.
And it's quite like 16-bit like MIDI style music, but it is quite fun with it as well. You do sort of go like, I'm getting into music now, that sort of thing.
This is me clubbing.
Yeah. The other thing I find is stuff like more multiplayer games, like Battlefront. I find is quite an easy one to jump in and out of. So I was like, I'll jump in as a stormtrooper. Yep, I'm dead. Okay, I'm going to go.
Yep, I'm dead.
So so that's pretty much.
Okay, so that's what the kind of stuff you're doing right now.
Yeah. But that's what I enjoy as a sort of go-to. Got a bit of time to kill sort of game, because there's no real. I don't care about the progression so much. If I end up finishing a game, okay, fine, I'll move on to something else. But
yeah, what about you, Mark?
I've just recently got back into Portal 2 actually, and I found that's been like, if I've got 5-10 minutes to kill, just running in, going, okay, let's just quickly figure out this puzzle. But the problem is with Portal 2, there's not a lot of replayability with Portal 2 because once you figure out the puzzle, you pretty much know how to solve it. So it kind of loses that. The whole point of this is figure this out.
Yeah.
You've already worked it. But I haven't played Portal 2 in ages, so I've forgotten everything. So I am sitting there going, how the fuck did I do this last time?
Yeah.
So I've got that, but one that always keeps me happy is Dying Light.
Dying Light?
That is a good game.
I love Dying Light because you can literally just go, I just want to drive around this. If you've got the expansion, drive around your car and just kill a fuckload of zombies and just have some fun with it.
I was finding myself last night. I was sitting there trying to figure out what to play. And for some reason, I was in a bit of a slump last night, mood-wise. So I was just like, I don't want to play anything with a story. I don't want to pick up anything complicated I have to think about. I just want to do stuff. And I was going to play Dead Rising 3 for that exact reason. I was like, I'm just going to kill some stuff and then go away, and let's store them right there. What did I end up playing in the end? Shit, I literally played it last night and I can't fucking think.
See, Castle Crashers going to indie games, that's one I've always liked playing.
That's good.
That is a good fun one. Yeah, lots of quick, throwaway games that you can just play away. I mean, if I have a collection of old Mega Drive classics on the PS3, so if I want something quick, bung on Sonic the Hedgehog 5 minutes, I've beaten it bloody years ago, but I mean,
it's always good for
I'll happily play it again. All Streets of Rage is another example. A bit like Castle Crashers, it is a good game to just pop in, beat the crap out of a few people. If I die, I die. There's no real loss or love there, because I know it's a game I've played to death a million times, so I'm in my comfort zone. If you know what I mean.
I remember what it was now. It was Costume Quest 2.
I've seen some bits and pieces about this. It's free on Xbox Live at the moment.
It is, if you've got a gold account at the time of recording. If you've got a gold account, you can download it for free, and basically it's like a PlayStation Plus. It stays on yours as long as you've got the subscription.
Yeah. See, what is
Costume Quest?
That's the one even I have
So the premise of the first Costume Quest is it's about a pair of kids who find out they can time travel and sort of warp around the world, and they discover a kind of dimension of monsters and stuff. But their costumes gain superpowers. Mm-hmm. So if they
find out on Halloween, don't they?
When they, like, for example, if he's wearing a superhero outfit, when he gets into a battle, he's a big, like, sort of Captain America style superhero. Okay. So he's not just a little kid fighting him. He's actually like Superman or something.
I see.
Or if he's the knight, he was obviously a big knight with a big F-off sword. And
is it multiplayer?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm not sure, because I mean, it's turn-based combat though, so it plays like Final Fantasy.
Like Final Fantasy.
So,
yes, it's very similar in that respect.
So did you change costumes? I suppose it's like classes.
Oh, totally, yeah. You can change costumes. As you go through, you find different ones. Like last night, for example, I played the first, hour or so. Mm-hmm. And I started off with a superhero, and then I got a clown costume, which turned him into a sort of big fat clown who does like a sort of belly flop attack, and then I found a pterodactyl costume, and then now I've got 3. Because one of the running jokes in the first bit is that one of the characters has a candy corn costume, and it does fuck all. The only thing it's useful for is that the enemies tend to favour attacking that more. It's more like it's got a bit like a tank. It's got sort of more health and takes less damage.
So it's got a lot of aggro to it as well. Then destroying enemy fire. I'm going to download this one again.
It's really, really good. The first one was amazing. Second one so far is more of the same, and that's a good thing in my opinion, because I really like it.
I only played a demo of the first one, but I quite liked what I played of it. But I was like, when you go like, I'm up it up at some point, and just never did. So I sort of passed it by. But I have downloaded the second one, so I will, eventually get round to it.
Yeah. So Mark, you play in the Division at the moment, right?
I have been. I've come off it for a bit.
Do you find that's something you can dip into for half an hour? Because I kind of do, but at the same time, I want to do more.
Yeah, I find that it's great. If I've got friends online, I think it serves everything I wanted. Your own character, weapons that are going to be different from your mates, and it's a progression game. The one thing I can't stand, though, is I'm just not very good at grinding, and it is the sort of game that you do have to be on it for
big time
hours and days and weeks at a time just to get anything half decent.
It does seem to me like you have to play the story missions to get a decent XP, but to get XP in a decent volume, because otherwise if you're doing little kills here and there, it's like you got level 9 to 10 is like 65,000 XP, and each kill gives you 85. It's like, this is going to take fucking forever.
Yep. And I just find
I got sworn off Destiny because of the whole grinding.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't.
It was because I think the thing that annoyed me with Destiny, and I know that they introduced expansion packs, so it's probably a lot better now. But the thing that put me off, sorry, because I was leaning back. The problem I have with Destiny was the fact I found myself getting. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I found like I was grinding to get a better gun to shoot the same people with. Over and over again, and there was no new monsters to turn up, or if they were just the same monsters but a higher level, so I still got to kill them. Yeah,
with the Division you get a slight, because you get different types of enemies, don't you?
There is different ones,
the melee
ones. But as with Destiny, there was like 4 or 5 monsters really, and they were just depending on really the difference between them, apart from their attack styles, was how much health they had because of their level, So that's why I've got like. I've killed hundreds of these monsters before. I know how to kill them, and that was why I just went about it in the end. And I think that's why I never bothered, spunking the 40 quid on it to get the expansions because I just thought... Well,
exactly, yeah.
Have you played the Destiny expansions?
I have not. I stopped when I got the House of Wolves.
Yeah.
And then what was the next one after that?
Dark Below.
That's the one that I didn't get. That's the one I didn't get.
Yeah.
Because I begrudged that I'd spent so much money on this game, and then the expansion was pretty much the same price as what I paid for the game.
Oh, so you mean Taken King?
I think it was Taken King.
Yeah, the House of Wolves and Dark Below were the ones that were in the first season.
Oh, the Dark Below was the first one, wasn't
Yes.
it? And then House of Wolves. Yeah, so I got those two, but Taken King, once they wanted pretty much another game for me, there was going to be, probably had less content than what was in the original game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair enough.
I just couldn't...
I was definitely...
Yeah, no, I got put off by the price of the expansion packs.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'd already was getting bored of it before the first expansion pack had come out. Maybe it's because I put too much time into it before that point. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I hadn't even hit level 30 or whatever the maximum cap was at the time.
Oh, the light system is just weird. It doesn't really make a lot.
No, that's the thing. I got to about level 24, 25, maybe even 26. I can't remember now. But but then when I realised, I just was sitting there going, "Why am I doing this?"
Yeah.
And when I asked that question, that's why I was like, Blake, that's the time you trade that game in.
Yeah. See, it's going back to Division and grinding, that's what kind of put me off, because I think, like, don't get me wrong, I think Division in itself is a good game. It's got a lot of things in it that I do like. Co-op, playability, things like that. But as I said, unless you've been grinding for ages, when you go into the Dark Zone, that's the only place you can get the good weapons, and you have to grind and grind for that.
That
you might get
hard.
Yeah, and you might get to right at the very end, and then someone who was grinding before you, who's got all the best weapons, can just take you out like that. And it's like, what was the point in that? I've literally just lost hours worth of work to get nothing out of it. And it's just, I just can't, you can't even level up any further.
No.
It's like...
Yeah, so that's why I didn't pick up Division, because I was spawned off by Destiny, really, because I took one look at the game, went, it's going to be quite similar, and I was just like, yeah, I'll get my fun, because I mean, I did put a fair amount of hours into Destiny, and I don't feel like I didn't get my money's worth, and I'm sure I'd have got my money's worth with Division as well, but I was just like, no, the end product is I'm just going to feel about it, so I was just like, I don't look back on Destiny and going, that was an amazing game. I just look back on it and go, that was a game.
Yeah, it's certainly a game. It's certainly a game I played.
Yeah, I mean, the combat in it is brilliant. You know, Bungie are obviously very good at first-person shooters with the Halo franchise and all that sort of thing. And and it shows there. But I don't feel the need that, if Destiny 2 come out, would I get it? I don't know.
I'd probably get Titanfall 2.
See, I've only just played a little bit of Titanfall, the first one. Because I think EA released it, if you're part of their Vault thing.
Access thing,
you got to play it for free. Mm-hmm. I didn't think much to it, other than the graphics were pretty good.
The survival mode was really good, but unfortunately they introduced that really late in the game. So I played a fair bit of it when it first came out.
That's the thing. I sort of binged it when I first played it, and then I just didn't play it again.
Yeah. Other stuff. Well, the thing, isn't it? So other stuff always comes out, and you just kind of lose interest unless it's really grabbing you.
Because I have it on PC because I didn't have an Xbox One at the time. Mm-hmm. So I played it quite a bit on PC, and then I didn't play it for ages. And then when I just logged into my Origin account on the off chance, I saw that all of the DLC is now free. Mm. And I was just like, well, glad I didn't buy the season pass.
God, can you imagine if you'd done that? That would have been alright.
I think I paid less than the $5 for it or something.
Oh, was it not that bad then?
Yeah, no, it was never massively expensive. I think when it first came out, it was only 20 quid, but you did get quite a lot of DLC packs.
Yeah, you did.
So it didn't look awful. But the fact that I hadn't played it for months and now they were giving it away for free, I thought that was a bit of a kick in the teeth for those people that did pay 20 quid.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they probably got more money's worth than I did, but because I think I got cheated on buying the main game now I played it.
Yeah, but yeah, there is that.
See, I got cheated a little bit with Borderlands 2. I feel, because I was so into Borderlands 2, and every time a new DLC came out, I bought it.
Yeah,
I had the season pass, which obviously gave you quite a bit of free stuff.
No, I loved the base game. I never played the DLC.
The DLC was really good. They had the same humour, new guns, things like that. I loved it. You'd find me and Dan on it pretty much every single night. I think I lost an entire summer to Borderlands 2.
I think I remember you saying, actually. I think it caused issues at home.
Oh yes, it did. And do you know what one?
Borderlands.
Not me.
Yeah, I was going to say. I don't see you playing Borderlands, so I think I know what one.
Yeah. No, but then obviously, I just picked up one day at CEX and it's just got everything on it downloaded, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Come on.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's any games that people are looking forward to coming out soon.
Well, I mean, in terms of time waster games, I don't know. I don't really keep up with those sort of things. I tend to follow the ones that are the really big sort of storyline I tend to sink into.
And then I tend to take recommendations of people. I mean, I picked up Crypt the Necrodancer because it was recommended by my friend Ben. Shout out to Ben if he's listening.
Hello, Ben.
I went round his house and he showed it to me, and I think within about 5 minutes I'd already downloaded it onto my Vita, which I'd already
nice
do after playing it a bit, and then obviously went home and binge played it on the PS4.
Yeah,
but thanks to cross play. But I mean, things like that, I must admit, I either get recommended me through word of mouth, or if there is some hype behind it in the press. But apart from that, no. It'll be like if it was given away free with PlayStation Plus or something, and I played it and I went, oh wow, this is actually good.
I get a lot of time waster games like that.
Like Rocket League, for example.
Yes, exactly.
That would not have been the success it was if it wasn't for PlayStation Plus, I
think that helps a lot.
Absolutely. That did help it a lot, I think. Obviously, I know it is big on other consoles as well.
It's big on PC as well.
I was going to say, but it's free on PlayStation, isn't it?
It was for the first month that it came out.
Alright, I wonder if that's what it was like, because I've looked to get into it, but I can't be asked to pay the £15 to get it on Xbox One.
That's the thing, I like it. You would get 15 quid's worth of money out of it just because you play a couple of games of it and then you'd be hooked.
I just don't know anybody else who's got it.
I have it on PS4.
It's isn't that the one that's going to be cross-network?
I think it...
if they do cross-network, then they can have my money now.
Yeah.
Because I think it's an hilarious game, and I think
from what I read, they figured it out. They just need all the platform holders like Sony and Microsoft and Valve.
It's more a legal thing, I think.
Rather
than a technological
I think they need them to say it's okay.
Because surely it's just a big server, really.
Microsoft said yes, because...
Sony have been playing their cards close to the chest for some reason. I don't know. I
suppose if you think about it, they've got the bigger market share, so they've got the most to lose by opening it up.
Yeah.
But then I don't think they've got anything to lose as such. But what I mean is you can see how they might think that.
I know a lot of people who, it seems to be that, a lot of people who are like really... I mean, some people only have the one console, and that's fine. But I do know a lot of people that seem to have bought both.
Yeah, I've only got the one.
But so I don't know how much they would lose.
No, that's true. That's the thing is, a lot of people think of... I remember certainly in the last generation, the 360, PS3, Wii, a lot of people were going, right, I've got my PS3, what's my other console going to be? And they would choose between the other two.
Yeah. And I ended up with all three by the end of it.
Yeah, so I think they sold a lot of Wii's that way as well. People were like, I've got a 360, this is very different.
Price was the big grab for the Wii. And the unique selling point.
Yes.
Because the fact there was nothing like it at the time.
I remember working actually back in game, and they were always sold out.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And that was really annoying because you'd get told, you're getting two. When? This week. Fucking fantastic, thanks.
Yep.
It was unreal, and never known anything that was so hard to get hold of. But the trouble is, everybody who came in would always go, "Oh well, they're obviously holding them back." I was like, "Do you think there's any need to do that to increase demand? Because the demand is already stupidly high."
Yep.
Are you telling me that they're not wanting to capitalise on this?
I would be curious to see what the actual final numbers they sold of those things. They must have been within the top 10, maybe even top 5 of consoles sold.
I would have thought so.
Oh yeah. I think the Wii sold... Yeah, I don't know what is the best selling. I think it's still the PS2, isn't it?
I think the PS2. I think you are right. The PS2
still is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Wii came very close.
Yes, it did. I think so.
Yeah.
PS2 has got crazy numbers.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, it was just such a good console.
It was great.
It was great.
I loved it.
I rebought one.
That's why it's so high. Yeah. Fuckers like this.
Yeah, well, no, I rebought a second-hand one not that long ago, last year, because I wanted to. I wanted to pick up some retro games, so I build up a bit of a back catalogue. And also I miss Time Splitters, basically.
Oh, I love Time Splitters. Was
that a good time waster game?
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I remember playing the first Time Splitters when I got it for Christmas after getting my PS2. And by the time Time Splitters 2 came out and I picked that up, I looked at my average time played, just literally fucking about playing against bots in Time Splitters 1, on just on the generated maps and all the pre-made ones. And I apparently had played it for over 2 days.
Jesus.
Yeah.
See, I could easily, if I could get my PlayStation 2 back up and running, find a copy of that would probably be my answer. Time Splitters 2, just purely because I can sit there and go, I don't really want to shoot anyone, but I want to make a map.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to make.
I can imagine that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just have fun just being, but I mean, there was little things like Time Splitters 1 had the escort mode, which never made it back into the other one, sadly, because I did actually enjoy that. There was an AI bot walking very, very slowly, and you and a co-op friend would have to defend that guy from the bots, basically.
Yep.
And that could lead to some good fun because you're like, oh, come on, no, protect him.
I'm surprised that no one.
Then there was sort of assault mode, I think, in Future Perfect, where it was like you had to break into a base and the other people had to stop you breaking into the base.
Okay, like Rainbow Six Siege.
I never played Siege. It was, it was like you got a thing, like you got 3 different objectives.
Yeah.
Like the first one would be smash that, the second one would be hack a computer, and the third one would be like kill this person or whatever. And
similar.
And each thing you would have. Once you completed one thing, you got a spawn point that was closer to the next objective, so you weren't right back at the beginning again.
Okay.
So it was, but obviously the other team was obviously to try and stop you completing those missions within. I think you had like a time limit of 10 minutes or something to do it all, or whatever.
Yeah,
definitely.
But depending on the amount of people playing, it was fucking insane in terms of the amount of people dying.
Yeah.
But,
Actually, yeah. It would have been on Time Splitters 2, I think. Would be my official answer, other than maybe Unreal Tournament. Like the first one, when it came out. I know it was on the PS2, but I didn't have a PS2 at the time.
No, I think it was bigger on the PC.
It was bigger on the PC, but I actually had it on the Dreamcast. And that was really difficult to navigate because you only had one analog stick and the other was a directional pad.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you had to use the YB. I don't know if it's the same things, but you had to use
a bit like the N64
buttons.
way of moving.
Yeah, so the buttons on your right thumb were your strafing, so forward, back, left, right, and the analog was your looking. So it was really frigging weird, but you just got used to it.
But same with like GoldenEye.
GoldenEye was the same thing.
Yeah.
My work brought in some retro consoles the other week, and we were playing GoldenEye on the N64.
Yeah, it feels horrible, doesn't it?
It's clunky as all hell.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realise how bad it was. Obviously, at the time, it was great because the game was so much fun and you just got used to it. But having not picked up an N64 in several years, I was like, "What the fuck?" It's taken me like 3/4 of an hour to turn around.
Yeah, with the PS2, the other one I picked up was an N64, which I can still say is the only Nintendo console I've ever bought because Cat owns the Wii. But even though I did buy it for as a present, admittedly. But
so you're the only one you've ever purchased for yourself.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
There you go.
So and I made sure I bought the games that I was interested in playing. So because I thought I never really played some of the games, and there were some great games on that machine. And obviously, not being a huge fan of Nintendo, I never played. So I picked up like GoldenEye. I picked up that. Yeah, and I agree with you. When I was sitting there going, I mean, how do people like this pad? It's fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
The pad was great in the respect of. You could have there were 3 different ways you could
hold it. Yeah,
because you could either hold these two prongs on the left. Why you'd need both these 2 prongs on the left is fucking beyond me. But you could either hold it as a big one or as a smaller one for shooters, and you had the trigger underneath. That's the first one.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, some of the games I played. I mean, I played Rogue Squadron, played
Super Smash Bros. Was good.
I tried Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Because everyone loved that game and everyone rates it as like the #1 role-playing game of all time, or even sometimes the best #1 video game of all time.
Yeah. I'd say Majora's Mask is better, to be honest.
Do you think? I never actually played Majora's Mask.
Apparently that's the one that ends up being a bit of a Marmite game.
Yeah,
I mean, from what articles I've read, I will admit I've not played it.
Very much so.
Because apparently it was very different or weird.
Absolutely.
So there are.
I think too many people tried to compare it to Ocarina of Time.
Yes, I think that's the thing. They did the thing. We can't follow this up. We'll do something different. I think,
which is good. I think that's
a good way to go.
But I must admit, because I found the controlling of it awkward.
Yep.
I got annoyed because you meant to go and find a sword right at the beginning, I think, and you had to go into a forest to get a wood sword or something.
Yep.
I went into that forest, walked around a bit, and then apparently walked right back out into the entrance outside
because
again.
The way the camera would rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was sitting there going, I walked around about 4 different rooms, and then somehow it kicked me out back at the beginning again. I was like, oh, fuck this noise. I just turned it off because I went,
was that the maze? Was that the maze? You had to follow the music.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the thing. Maybe I didn't recognise that when I played it.
I
will give it another go. But
it's worth doing.
I bought it on the DS just because I loved playing it.
Yeah.
I must admit, I've still not completed it, and I've had it for a
long time.
About 2 years now.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Or whenever it first came out, and I really must play it. But it's not one I think I could just sit there and mong out to.
I know I've gone slightly off tactics. I know it's not a pick up and play
No,
game
no.
for half
No,
an
but
hour.
I mean, this is it. Some stuff you wouldn't expect to be pick up and play kind of can be if it's structured in a certain way. Like there's certain games I can't get into. Like I couldn't get into Final Fantasy VII because I played it in the last few years,
Get out.
and it's not dated very well.
It's not. It's
No,
not.
maybe that's why I have also struggled with Legend of Zelda,
That's why
because
I
again I was visiting it from obviously PS4 era
Yeah.
gaming, and I'm looking back at an N64 title.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind because I actually enjoyed playing Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Because in a way it was sort of like, it felt like a history lesson in 3D platforming games. Because I was sitting there going, oh, this is great, because these are the things that would have been influenced the likes of Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank and or even like 360 games like Cameo or something like that, you know, because even basic things like camera movement and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I mean, Crash Bandicoot, while predating Mario by a little bit, I think.
Does it?
Or it's very close. But
there's not much in
I
it
think
either way,
it might have predated it a little bit.
Okay.
But the difference between Crash Bandicoot and Mario is Crash Bandicoot
Wait. Crash Bandicoot and Mario 64.
Yeah.
Crash definitely predated.
Did it?
I thought
Okay.
I
was
thought
on
the
the first
N64 didn't come out until a little bit after the PS1,
Yeah.
and I thought the Crash
Oh, yes,
Bandicoot
you're
was
right.
very
I-
early.
I had the PlayStation when it first, the Christmas of 1996,
Five,
or was
I
it
think.
5 it came
5
out?
is when it came
And it was
out.
on the demo. It was on the demo one that came with that PlayStation. So
Oh,
it was
okay.
definitely before the
Yeah, fair
N64.
enough.
Now, I remember getting one on the day of release, and I remember playing the shit out of Battle Arena to Shindon with because that was the only game we had.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was a very chunky 3D beat 'em up.
That
It was
rings a
alright. The problem is that Tekken was also released at the same time, and when I played Tekken, because I got Tekken for Christmas after that, and Tekken beats the living shit out of it. Let's just say there's multiple Tekken games, and I think there was only like 3 Battle Arena to Shindon games.
Well, Tekken was a very good game. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, beat 'em ups I find good.
Yep.
For like a quick half-hour thing, but I mean these sort of games are also good when you have friends over as well. I
Yeah.
find.
So I was going to ask actually that was leading me on to the next part of my question. So what kind of games do you think suit themselves well to being blasts of fun? I was going to say like sports games tend to be good for that, including
When you say blast of fun, do you mean blast of fun with friends?
Either. It's like just quick pick up and play.
Yeah, I mean,
can do it for
I
half
wouldn't
an
say
hour,
I
it's
would.
fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was a massive sports game fan just because I'm
You
not
like
huge.
Rocket League? That's
I mean, yeah, Rocket League.
Football
That's sort of that's sort of a mishmash. I would
yeah,
say.
but I mean, it's
But I mean, yes, okay, I will concede that it is a sport game. But I mean, I do like playing FIFA once in a blue moon, even though I'm not a football fan at all.
yeah,
Because I enjoy playing it with friends. Because me and my friend have a thing where we choose like the weakest team, and we will try and get them to win the FA Cup or something. So, so we joke and we call it leading Iran to glory, where we're just because I think the first time we did it, it was Iran.
yeah,
That
trying
we
to
took us
win
to-
the World Cup with Qatar or something.
Yeah, yeah. But it was. But the thing is that neither of us are good at football games. It's not like one of these. We're not like
Same
people
thing.
that buy it every year and just
Yeah.
like that is
Yeah.
their game. We just we play about a bit. So even on like normal difficulty, we'd be really struggling to get a goal. So like it's not like we're just booting in like 1,200 goals
That's one
in
thing.
half an hour.
That's one thing I'll say in the favour of EA Access is perfect for somebody like me who plays the sports games like your Maddens, your NHLs, NBA.
I do
FIFA.
like hockey games actually. I must admit I need to buy a new hockey game, so I might pick up Access
EA
just
Access,
for
yep.
NHL. To be
Yeah,
honest.
because and what's
it's
great
a new
about it-
NHL on there. Yeah.
I think so. If it's not, it's
16, I think.
15. If not, for sure,
Yeah.
100%. But one thing that's nice about it is I'm somebody who likes the sports games, but I don't follow the stats and the stuff religiously, so I don't need to buy them like in September. Like when FIFA comes out, I don't need to buy it in September. I can wait until April, May when it goes into the vault.
Yeah.
And I've just got FIFA 16 in there for nothing. So
Oh yeah, no. I mean, yeah. Normally, my way of playing a FIFA game is I never buy the most because I don't care about the stats.
No.
I don't care about Rooney being number one or
Transfers and
whatever.
stuff, yeah.
Transfers and Ultimate League or whatever it's called, Ultimate Team.
yeah.
Even though I'm sure it's very addictive for those who like
Ultimate
it.
Team's fantastic fun. Yeah.
But I mean, I walked into CX and I picked up FIFA 14 for a £5,
Yeah, perfect.
and I was like, yeah, that'll do me because it's a £5. I'll get some fun whenever I have friends over, and that's all I need it for. I don't need to.
FIFA 14 is a good version as well.
Yeah, I remember getting good reviews when it came out, so it's not like everyone going, "Oh no, it's
Was
terrible."
14 PS3?
Or it came out
FIFA
on
14 was the first one on PS4. It was the
Yeah.
launch
Oh,
title
right,
on
okay.
PS4.
But it came out on 360 and PS3 as well.
I
But-
think that would be the one, because just leading on from this
Very
one, was that I hate football. Not a big fan of it at all. But
Oh no, I
FIFA
agree.
I'm agreeing with Blake here that I think it's a really fun game.
Yeah.
You know? I'd never go out and buy it myself, but if people had it, I wouldn't be sitting there going,
or in the vault.
I'll be well into it.
Yeah.
I'll be well into
As I said, it is a good thing to. As I said, it's a thing because I enjoy playing with friends. I've never probably sit down and play it on my own, admittedly, even though I'm sure there is good fun to be had with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it fun because it. I don't know. I suppose because it leads to the arguing, going, "Oh, why did you kick it over there? No, I didn't mean to kick it over there."
Like watching Crouch and his girlfriend play Rocket League with us. It's fucking.
I love that.
So the best thing about the game, to still to this day will stay with me to the grave, is which is good for my memory because usually it just chucks any old toss out. So Crouch is up at one end trying to shoot in our goal. We block it, and I basically just knock the ball in a straight line towards the goal. Now Crouch's girlfriend has literally no other job than she's decided I'm goalkeeper, even though it's all about driving around and trying to score. Yeah. She's decided I'm goalkeeper, so she's parked basically next to the goal line. It's dead centre. It's coming straight at her. All she has to do is stay stock still, and it will bounce
off of her.
Yeah, 10 feet, and just drives, just fast forward, and just basically pulls over as if to say, "I'll get that," like giving way, and it just bounces past her and into the goal. And Craig's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I've never heard her laugh so hard.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Just because we'll be playing the game. And she'd be on the ceiling for some reason, just driving around on the ceiling because she can.
Yeah, just trying to stay on the ceiling for as long as she can before she just drops straight off.
Yeah, very good fun.
Some of the people who can do some of the moves they can do on Rocket League is nothing short of fucking incredible.
I can't control the jet for taking off.
They're like, doing spins and shit and doing. I saw one where they basically just knocked it with the underside of their wheels. And just kind of, it saved it. Like the ball was coming at them, and they floated up in the air, flipped, and just punted it onto the back of the onto the top of the bar. Just deflected it onto the bar with the bottom of their wheels. And I'm just like, I can't hit the fucking thing straight. Yeah. How do they do that?
Yeah, no,
I always find myself jumping way too low. I'm driving, going in, jump. Oh fuck! It's gone.
I always find that I'll try to look cool and try and pull off a move. And when I hit it. It's amazing. It does exactly what I want and it's perfect. But normally, because I've got the camera lined up wrong or something, I'll do the move but realise I'm actually about 10 metres away from the ball. So I'm just sitting there going, I'm just stock still for a minute, and then it just goes, I just sort of spaz out and spin, and then like right next to the ball.
Yeah.
Didn't we have a game not too long ago where we tried to take on the computer on the hardest setting?
No, it's Rocket League.
We tried that, and I think we tried the gravity being stupidly high. You couldn't get the damn thing to bounce.
Yeah.
Or a cute ball and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
We got close though, didn't we? For a long time.
I think we went about. It's a 5.
We went ultra low gravity, and that was really hard to get because it was all over the place.
Yeah. We played the hardest difficulty, and I think we went. It was a 5-minute game. And I think we went 3.5 minutes without conceding a goal. And then once we conceded, the floodgates just opened. It's like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, they got about 3 or 4 in by the end of the game.
It was come on, damn it.
So I'm going to chuck another couple of genres into the mix that I think make good Timesinkers.
Cool.
Driving games.
I think they're great games. I think the graphics on them are getting fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially now how you can customise your own vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
But I suck.
Yeah.
There's a couple there, Mark, was there? Yeah.
I thought we'd agree with Mark where I'm actually, with the concession of Rocket League before you mentioned that one.
I wasn't going to.
I actually find a lot of racing games boring. The ones I find that I enjoy are either more arcadey or more novelty style games.
If you can find a copy for your N64, San Francisco Rush was so much fun because it was like a normal driving game. The car, it didn't have like licensed cars or any of that shit. Not that I remember anyway. But the funniest thing about it was that the cars were so sensitive that if you just kind of drove past a tree and just kind of brushed it hard enough, the car would just explode.
Oh, okay.
And it would instantly kind of reappear, but a few seconds back. But it would just make for hilarious. Like last laps, you'd be sort of leading the pack, and then you'd hit the last corner, just brush against a tree.
Yeah. Bar like the odd fun game. I enjoyed Toy Box Turbos on the PS3, like a Micro Machines type game, basically, and that was good fun.
Yeah.
I've not played the new tabletop one.
I played it yesterday. It's I was about to mention it actually. It's fine. It's not great.
Did it play like Micro Machines? I assume
similar. Yeah, it's from a rear perspective, like Forza though.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't play.
No,
like
I like
Turbo.
Tybox Turbos because it was pretty much Codemasters remaking Micro Machines, but they didn't have the Micro Machines license.
My favourite one for time wasting, beyond Mario Kart, which is obviously a classic for that. Sort
Yeah,
of
Mario Kart's good fun, obviously.
Yeah, was a game on the Super Nintendo called Super Off-Road, and it was
I've
just
heard of
basically cars driving around off-road tracks with kind of the tracks would always have like a big fuck off divot in the middle that you'd be able to sort of get slightly more speed by driving on the inside track and things like that.
Right,
and
okay.
it was just chaos. It was like like when you do the races in Destruction Derby, it's like the cars just pumping into each other everywhere around the corners.
See, the only racing sort of old car game that I could ever do, and that's purely because there was no skill involved, was Mashed.
Okay.
If they Mashed,
Yeah, I
pretty
know
much
what you
just
mean.
I never played, I know of it.
bird's eye view of the map. You drive along. I think it's like 4 or there might have been 8. I get the feeling it was only 4.
Yeah.
And yes, they have unlimited lives. And the idea was you pick up power ups and blow up each other and just drive around the map 5 times or whatever
It's like Blur.
to win. And
Reminds me of Blur.
it was pretty much fuck up everyone else you can but yourself. And
Yeah.
it
The
was,
game, if I was one proper racing game, but again, it is more arcadey, which is probably why I liked it, was Burnout.
Burnout's good, yeah.
And I've not loved a racing game since Burnout because literally
I've never loved again.
Yeah, no, basically because I first started playing Burnout because I went from the perspective of I enjoy it even when I'm bad at it because the crashes are awesome.
Yes.
And then I actually started getting good at the game and enjoying it even more.
Nice.
Paradise sort of put me off a little bit because I didn't really like the open world aspect of it.
Yeah, I didn't really get. I find
it just didn't gel with me.
I
I know
find-
some people love it, but
I find open world games in general, like open worlds, like Infamous or something like that.
yeah, they're fine.
They're fine, but open world driving games, I don't really.
No, I just don't think it works.
It's ones where you might have circuit racing, but you have to drive to it through an open world to get there, and it's supposed to be a bit more organic feeling, but it just feels unnecessarily long-winded and clunky.
What I didn't like about Burnout was that you had to sort of learn the map because there wasn't really a set
Yeah.
path. So if you wanted to know where the shortcuts were to win the race, for example, you sort of had to know where the shortcuts were in the race to do it. So I was a bit like, while in like the older Burnouts, it was okay because it was quite obviously labelled as being like a big glass window that you can drive through or whatever.
Yeah.
So and that was it. And I think it was always the driving around trying to do stunts to get collectibles and all that bollocks, and I couldn't really be bothered with it. But that is just my opinion though. So I do.
Of course, it's
I just never got on with it. So I played it a bit, and I just went, and I wonder. Well, I mean, they put a lot of effort into it, but I wonder if that's why they never made another Burnout.
maybe.
Criterion could, unless they've moved on now, because I don't know who owns Criterion now. So maybe that's why.
Not sure.
It was EA, I think, because I think they made a Need for
was EA,
Speed, wasn't
yeah.
it? So, but I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, it was an EA one. So what about platformers? Do you find them good kind of time wasters?
back in the day, you mean like things like Spyro,
Things like
and
basically
Gex the Gecko, Medieval.
yeah.
Love those games back in the old
Medieval
days.
was great, but it was nails.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty tough. It wasn't something that you could just pick up and just waste time on.
That's the thing. I felt like those games you sort of had to invest more than just half an hour on
Yeah.
because you had to get to a save point.
Yes.
It's a bit like how I feel with because I'm currently playing the third Dark Souls game.
I'm really interested in that because a friend of mine said, because obviously I love my multiplayer and you can do it
Yeah.
apparently with ghosts.
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
difficult, but you can sort of summon people in your arena to help you in your
Yeah.
game, or you can join someone else's game and help them.
Yeah, so it sounds like my sort of game. Make your own catch and you basically get a ghost version of yourself in their game, which is great.
So if
That's
you're
a good
stuck
idea.
on a boss, you can summon someone to
Yeah.
help you, and it doesn't have to be someone you know. You can just summon.
anyone. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I just haven't got round to getting it yet. So I'm really interested to hear your review.
Yeah,
of
it is absolutely nails. So in the sense of all Dark Souls games, where because the thing is like all Dark Souls games, if you've never played one, you basically collect souls from the people you've killed, and that is basically your experience.
Yep.
However, if you die, you lose all of those souls. And the only way you can get those souls back is if you find the puddle where you died. So you'd have to fight your way back. However, if you die again, they're gone.
They're gone forever. Yeah, I have heard this about it, which is why
Which is
it's so
very
tough.
now. So obviously there are items that you can find that give you souls. So sometimes it's worth holding on to them, getting some souls, going back because you level up back in like the home hub area. And then obviously you can use your items with that to get as many souls as possible, and then use that to buy level up upgrades. That's the best way to do it. But you can also use those souls to buy items, or you can upgrade your weapon with it, or something like that. It's basically they're all used in conjunction with other things to do other things, basically. So yeah, and obviously the difficulty of the game means that sometimes dying is quite an inevitability. A lot. You have to sort of adjust. If you've never played a Souls game, you have to adjust to the way a Souls game works.
Okay.
So you will die a lot.
And there is no problem.
To the point where you will probably want to turn the console off.
What, through a window?
Possibly.
One way of doing it.
Yeah, it's one way of doing it. They are fun. I would say Dark Souls 3, because I know you said, Rob said in the past that he didn't like the previous Souls games because they felt clunky.
But I'm thinking more of it was mostly Demon Souls that felt clunky. And
Bloodborne's a lot more fluid, and Dark Souls 3...
I really like Bloodborne.
Dark Souls 3 seems to have taken some pages. It has obviously the whole shield and riposting ability from the Dark Souls games, because obviously it is a Dark Souls game. Yeah. But it seems to be quicker paced like Bloodborne.
Okay, so that may be more up my street then. I think Bloodborne's going to be more of my street than the others.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't given it enough time to really compare it to Bloodborne, but I've noticed that they've obviously taken some pages from it when they've made this one.
I've got Dark Souls 1 is now backwards compatible on the Xbox One, so I'm thinking of giving that another go.
I do have the Prepare to Die edition on PC, but I've recently picked up Steam Link because I want to play it on the telly.
Fair enough, yeah. But in terms of like platforms, I'm playing Broforce.
Broforce?
Dude, you love this.
Yeah, that is a great game. And it's also, actually, because of the length of the levels, that is perfect for half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour you can get through 2 or 3 levels. It's basically just a side-scrolling platformer, but you play as kind of classic 80s action heroes. So they're all kind of takes on like Rambo, Commando version of Arnie,
you do get
Terminator, Robocop, Chuck Norris.
No way!
Yeah, they're always very cheesy bootlegs of them, but you know who they're meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got, it's like... Bruce Campbell would be like Bruce Campbell,
Bro Campbell,
Bro Cop,
Bro Cop.
It just reminds me of like, I'll come back to this one in a minute.
That's fine, yeah, but it basically, I think
like Rambro,
Rambro, come on, bro. It's like, and it's got that really stupid, over the top, fun feel to it. Like and it's really tongue in cheek as well, because the level description will just be
hit some terrorists, kill them.
Yeah, sometimes it'll even be more direct than that. It's just like, these people speak a different language. Kill them all!
Is this multiplayer?
2-player, yeah.
I'm definitely getting
this. Yeah, it's co-op 2-player, I think.
Xbox One?
I would have thought so.
Be.
Yeah, definitely PS4, so I would have thought Xbox One.
Well, that sort of reminds me of... do you remember Metal Slug?
Yeah.
See,
it's very similar to that.
Yeah, I love that sort of game. The way
like
that
Gunstar Heroes,
you pick up the guns, it'd be like heavy machine gun, rocket launcher.
Yeah, so this one would be like it's got let's say just this over the top like gravity force announcer, go, and you run through the level shooting all these like basically like these brown skin terrorists, and it's like, but then you'll always have like an evil white dude in a suit as the boss with devil horns and stuff. And then when you finish a level, a helicopter drops in with a ladder, you jump on it, and then just like
so very 80s action film.
Very like it's basically just the kind of love note to those things. It's just fantastic for it.
I need to definitely check this out.
You definitely do.
How has this slipped my radar?
This is it. It's like it kind of slipped mine to a point. I'd heard about it, but I hadn't actually given it a go. And then it came free on PlayStation Plus, and I was like, I'll give it a go now. And apart from it's got some control issues. Like sometimes the stick will just stop recognising that you're moving.
Oh.
It's especially noticeable when you try and move the first time in a level. It's like, I need to do that twice for some reason. I don't
you'll push it. It's like didn't respond.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it's definitely up your street. I think it's if you like those sort of stick around kind of over the top movies, then it's definitely worth going for. We were just talking about Broforce, but talking about it and how I reckon it'd be right up Marc's street.
Yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There was a few buggy bits on the PS4 version.
I was just saying about that. The controls sometimes don't always respond the first time.
They seem to have fixed it in more recent patches.
That's good.
I didn't think it was as bad.
No, it's definitely a fun one. Like I say, I'm pretty sure it'd be on Xbox One. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't. It's on PS4 and Steam, so I think it usually means it's Xbox One.
In actual
fact,
it is. While we're even doing this podcast, I might even just have a look now.
Yeah,
I like my smart glass.
Yes, you've got to love the Smartverse.
Definitely so.
So what games do you think make the worst Timesinkers? I mean, RPGs is the obvious one. But are there any other kind of games that you just think just never work for that?
For quick games?
For just something you can pick up and play. I said my feeling is puzzle games are quite bad for that.
Oh, because you'll realise the time is gone and you don't realise.
There is that, and also Minecraft.
Yeah, I find addictive games can be quite bad because you'll be like that one more go quality can be what means you're late for whatever you're doing.
Purely for that reason, I know it sounds like a strange one to put Minecraft in this category because you would think it's an easy pick up, play, done.
Yeah.
But you just can't with Minecraft. It's just too addictive.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
It's once you let me just get rid of this last line of.
Yeah, I just need to sort my inventory out. I just need to.
Yeah, let me just build up this next bit of my castle. And,
I've got the extension. Oh, there you go. Yeah. You start off.
Let me just herd this last pig.
I'm just gonna carve this last bit out, and then the room is perfectly square. Oh my god, I found some more. I've got to mine it now. I haven't got a good enough axe. I better go and get the bits to make a good axe.
Oh fuck me! I accidentally tumbled through another dungeon underneath my house.
I've got to kill all the spiders.
No, it doesn't look like Broforce actually on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that surprises me. Well,
unless it's just not showing me now. But
maybe, yeah.
I'll definitely have to check that out.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
You got Steam, right?
I can do.
You can do. Right.
Just waiting for Kaz to pick up a better laptop. Cause,
fair enough. Yeah,
I can't imagine it's very labour intensive on a laptop anyway.
No, it's not. It's very, it's pixel art, so it's very light.
Yeah, it's very true.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can show you quickly before you go.
Yeah, man, that sounds good. That sounds
like
good.
a plan. Yeah. So what other ones? Puzzle games is my one because I was playing one. They gave it away with Xbox Live a few months ago called Numa. And it was basically like Myst.
It was. It
was
alright.
It was good while I was playing it, and then I stopped playing and lost interest instantly. And I've never been back to it since, even though I was making decent progress and I was finding it quite engaging.
It's one I started, I downloaded but never played. I can't remember what that was called. It might have been that, but it was like free about 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, that might be it. That's definitely.
It was like I think it was one I actually played at Eurogamer.
Okay.
And then it finally became out for free.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, it had a really long delay in actually coming out. Yeah. But it was like walking around, opening gates, and
that sounds like it. Yeah.
See, I found it was quite a short game.
I definitely breezed through about half of it in one go. Yeah.
But once I played it and completed it, it just got deleted from the Xbox.
It's a bit like that weird time travel-y one in that was given away free on the PS4 like a while back.
Super Time Force?
No. I don't mean like Broforce. Yeah, that plays similarly in terms of.
I didn't get on with Super Time Force. I don't know why.
It's just nails. I think that's my problem with it.
Maybe I'm just not very good.
Yeah, I think I just wasn't very good. I found it hard to beat the first big boss, let alone.
I barely got through the tutorial.
Yeah, I think the final boss was.
Maybe I just suck.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh man, that was Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox.
That was one of the hardest games known.
It was fucking nails.
There was even this fantastic little cartoon, and I know we've got a little bit off topic here, but there's this fantastic little cartoon of a guy sitting down, he's about to play the game, and then all of a sudden all these ninjas jump out of his TV and just beat the shit out of him. and then he's like screaming and going, "Oh my god, what happened here?" And then this superhero guy comes in and goes, "Don't worry, bro, I'm here to protect you. Who are you? I'm the strategy guy, don't worry about me." And this ninja just comes out of nowhere and just kills the superhero. Just looks at the guy, and the guy's like, "Oh dear God." Basically just saying that no strategy guide is ever going to help you win this game.
I tried playing Sigma, which I think was the remake of it on PS3.
That was it.
And I got about part way into it, and I think I just lost interest. I don't think it was...
Yeah, I was the same.
I just put it down.
I was playing it, and I was making
I don't think I was stuck or anything. I think actually if I was stuck, it wasn't because of a boss or anything. It was I just couldn't work out where I had to go.
Yeah, I did find that about... I find that about some... Like, the Japanese action games in general.
Poor signposting.
Yeah, they're not very well signposted. And then the trouble is, when they do signpost it, people go, "Oh, what are you holding people's hands?" It's like, well, some games you need that. Because some games don't make it easy otherwise.
Metal Gear Solid.
There's one thing I would say about the Dark Souls games is how big the areas are, especially in the new Dark Souls game. Where I realised that every time I walked downstairs after dying, I realised I could take a different path to somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I was going through and then it's only after a while that I realised I had explored it all, but it was just so many different ways. You could pretty much explore any area in any order almost. It was sort of like, wow, I was amazed I got there, and then when I finally got to the next section, then I realised, I'm definitely lost.
Yeah. See,
I'm certainly not where I thought I would be.
There's two games actually pop in my head in relation to the subject that you can't just pick up and just play for 5 minutes and put it down. First one being quite an old one, Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
You couldn't just
I could
quickly
put it
play
down.
that.
I didn't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
I loved Shadow of the Colossus.
I've never played it. I played Ico for about half an hour. Not that I hated it. I just thought it was all right. It didn't grab me. That was it. But I've heard Shadow of the Colossus is better. But I never played it.
It was in that I gave it an hour rather than 20 minutes with Ico, and I got pissed off. And actually, you can go back on Twitter to when I played it, and I just basically go off on one about how stupid the game is. And I'm like, why am I following some fucking ghost bitch? And it was basically just the adventures of Ghost Bitch, and that was my entire tirade was about the fact that I just seemed to be shouting the words Orange Farm at her, because that's what he sounded like he was saying when he was saying whatever he was shouting. I guess maybe it was Japanese for this way or something like that.
Orange Farm.
Orange Farm. It's like, okay, I mean, she's busy.
Yeah.
She can't set up a citrus farm right now, you demanding little shit. And then Shadow of the Colossus I found the first Colossus, and I was trying to climb it, and I just kept falling even though I shouldn't have been, and I was just like, oh, fuck off. Seriously?
Oh.
And I just gave up really quickly afterwards.
See, I just found that it was, for me...
Because in the game, essentially 12 boss battles.
Pretty much, yeah. And that's what I mean, that they got harder as it went on, and you had to figure out how to do each one, and even when you knew what you were doing, it still took a little bit of time to actually...
Yeah. So
I've heard the bigger thing is the emotional gut punch at the end, apparently.
It's fucking horrible. I won't say it just in case anybody...
I won't spoil it, even though it's a quite old game. But I mean, I've heard whispers. It's a bit like I never finished the first series of Walking Dead, but I think I must know what happens.
Yeah. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones has been pretty much Facebook ruined all that for me.
That still annoys me. I think people, I get annoyed that people seem to stop caring about spoilers when they've seen it, and that's not how you're supposed to be as a functioning fucking adult.
I'm quite happy that
those things from social media.
I'm quite happy that I'm playing Uncharted at the moment, and not a single person has given away the ending of Uncharted.
That's good. Yeah.
Admittedly, I've been avoiding IGN and Eurogamer like the plague because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair.
Because I found the moment I started playing Fallout, someone had dropped the big twist.
Yes.
For Fallout 4 within like a day of me playing it.
Oh, what the really?
Yeah, I know. And I was like, "You're kidding me."
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Well, I mean, these people must not have explored the world at all. They must have just binged through the plot. Because this game is enormous. There's no way you could have got to that point if you played it how it was meant to be played.
The reality is that people who do that want power over others and then abuse it because they're pricks.
Well, no, it's just someone who just put it as a comment going, that's what that is.
But yeah, what I mean is like the people who go through and binge that story do so to give themselves power over other people.
They didn't spoil the ending, but they said the big twist. They said about the son. And I went, well, that pretty much is the big twist of the game.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
So, which
it changes everything about how you play from then on. If you
it makes you wonder how you want to take the game forward.
Yeah,
and it actually makes all the different sides have benefits to them. There's no real obvious evil one.
No, this is it. They did a much better job with the grey area stuff in Fallout 4.
I thought New Vegas was good for that as well.
New Vegas was great for that.
Fallout 3 was obvious.
I need to give New Vegas another go, really, because I did finish the story, but I never really gave it the amount of time I gave Fallout 3. I suppose it wasn't as good a game, but it had a lot of stuff that was a lot better.
New Vegas was a weird one because I played as a good guy all the way through it until the ending, which the ending
was the worst thing possible.
I didn't join Caesar's Legion. I became my own thing, which I don't know if that's worse. But
I don't know. I like the idea that you're just like, well, here I go, Gandhi, 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 and I'm Hitler.
Yeah, it was pretty much I took over the world. That's pretty much what my ending of New Vegas was.
I'd live in your world, Blake. I don't know. Maybe it'd be good.
Appreciate it.
Right, cool. Well, I think we've had a good chat there, so I think I'll probably round this one off, and so we can go and play some fucking games.
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
Yeah, but thank you very much for listening, and we are Emotionally14. You can find our website emotionally14.com, and we're on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, Emotionally14. And you can find all our stuff there. We started doing some Let's Plays recently, so you can look forward to more of those because we've got a few bits and bobs coming soon, which are quite fun. You can find me on Twitter at RobBladeVision. You can find Blake at FucksakeBlake. And that's the social media stuff, isn't it? Really for now.
Yep.
Trying to get you on Twitter before too long, but we'll see.
Twitter.
We'll see. You know.
Yeah, because I'm really prolific on...
Yeah, he's prolific and never seen such fucking... He deletes them quickly, though. He's crafty like that.
Whoop, shouldn't have said that.
You can find our other podcast, The Crazy Train, on iTunes. You can please like, review, subscribe, and send your questions and comments on the games we play and the stuff we talk about to podcast@emotionally14.com. Maybe put the subject line Gamecast so we know which show you're referring to, because like I say, we've got 2. And again, thanks very much for listening, and keep gaming.
Beep-beep-bop.